Hey guys, Aldi here. Just doing a quick energy check-in before I jump into the weekly readings. Energy is really funny at the moment. I'm not sure if this is a collective thing, although I'm feeling that it probably is because every time I try to clear it, it goes away for a while, then it comes back. It's just this kind of flat feeling, almost depressed in a way, not really having any particular direction or something, and that's like bothersome. But also a lot of sadness or grief or something like that. That's just, yeah, it's just a very heavy feeling, heavy energy coming through. Ooh, dropping a whole pile of things. Whole pile of cards. So let's have a look and see what the collective energy is for this week. If any messages want to come out, what are the messages for this week for collective energy? Oops. Oh, this one flew out, so let's have a look. What's this one? Oh, the Hanged Man. Funny, I was just saying that. It's kind of that feeling, but it doesn't feel like enlightenment just yet. Whatever that energy is that's coming through, it's not, the transformation energy within it is not apparent yet, I think, is kind of what I'm trying to get to. Look, tucking my hair behind my ears because I need to hear clairaudiently and I'm not. My hair is in the way. Apparently, I don't know. Apparently this is a thing that people do when they're using their clairaudience. So let's have a look here. They say it's always darkest before the dawn, so maybe if you're also experiencing this heavy energy, it is actually just like the pullback to fling you in the right trajectory. Sorry, I'm looking at the card that I have to lean over to pick up. I don't know why they can't land on the floor. So the Knight of Wands in reverse. It's yeah, I don't know, what is it? Knight of Wands is all about your own power, I suppose. It's discovering your own power. Kind of feels like it's, yeah, sort of sitting there doing nothing right now. Oops. The World. Okay. So whatever this is, whatever we're going through right now, whatever shift energy we're actually connecting to, whether it's making you feel extremely tired or just kind of, what's the word? Complacent. That's the word I'm looking for. It's got this very complacent sort of energy coming through with it. And sort of like it's like almost like stepping out of that power that you're usually in. Whether that be, okay, so I'm getting a message that maybe some of you might not feel like you're in your power right now, and that sometimes that happens, that your guides disconnect you for a little while because there's things going on that need to go on without you kind of like being in it, if that makes sense. If a clearer way of explaining that comes through to me, I will explain it to you. Hopefully that suffices. It's sort of like every so often on the spiritual path, if you're used to having, like, if you've been on this path for a while, you will know that sometimes you feel disconnected from source, or sometimes you feel disconnected from yourself or from your higher self, and there's always usually a reason. Sometimes it can be like dark night of the soul or something like that, but other times it can just be that things are shifting and your consciousness doesn't really know where it's meant to be, or there's no actual place for it to be, so you can feel on like this kind of in-between energy, and be disconnected and just sort of be in your third dimensional self, or into your what's the word, just in your human life. I suppose. So you could be trying to connect. I feel like you're trying to connect with your power, but now it's just not the time. They're saying like things have to happen behind the scenes. There's other stuff going on at this moment, so that you can actually come to this point where you're the world, right? The world is the ending and beginning of a cycle, but not sort of like. See, we have death and rebirth in the tarot, and we also have the world. And the world is like a triumphant end to the hero's journey, because this is what the story of the tarot is. You start off with the Fool, we go through all these trials and tribulations, and the world is the end card. So it's sort of like reaching the goal, or reaching what it is that you want, or something like that. It does mean that there's an end of the cycle, but it means it's sort of like the end of all those trials and tribulations, of all those healing journeys and things like that that you've been through, all the ascension, all the pullbacks, all the things like that, dark nights of the soul, things like that. I feel this is kind of saying it's like this is now done. This part of your journey is done, and now it's time to start another one. So if you're feeling like you're in this kind of stasis, I guess is the word for it, and disconnected from your power, and maybe you're feeling a lot of sort of sadness or grief, it could be because it's the ending of a cycle, so the shifting of a timeline, shifting into a new timeline and something different. And again, I think I spoke about this a little while ago too. It's like sometimes when you shift timelines, or you shift into something different, you're in this place for a while where you don't really know who you are anymore, because the version of you that was before kind of has died, but the new version hasn't quite come out yet. You're not quite sure what direction you're going in. So it feels a little bit like that again. I feel like it's just a timeline shift. I'm going to pull some more cards and see what's coming through that way as well. Let's have a look. Oh, I don't know why my head's so itchy. Whenever it's hot weather, my head gets itchy, so I don't know why. I don't know, it's driving me crazy too. Alright, so let's have a look. What have we got here? Okay, so you're balancing at the moment. The Two of Pentacles is it's that feeling of walking on the edge of a precipice, or on a knife's edge. So like on either side you could fall down, but you're just managing this balance. So at the moment we're being guided to be in balance with things. Just be focusing on staying balanced. Don't fall one way or the other, because things are happening. It's just that it's not obvious to us yet what it is. It's in between this again of the timeline shifts, and what is going to happen with this. Okay, so the Chariot's jumped up. That's too many. I'm not reading all of those cards, not all at once anyway. It's like about 10 there. So the Chariot, so staying in balance will help you move forward, and when you do move forward it will be very fast. There's an energy that's coming through for me right now that I'm feeling, and it might be, you know, something that you guys need to know as well. It's like this someone can't make up their mind. They're sort of torn between two things, and this is the Two of Pentacles again coming up. It's like, which one do I choose? Can I choose one or the other? Do I have to choose both? Just this really kind of confused, torn energy coming through, and I feel like that's got to do with just shifting the timeline, right? So someone's trying to work something out, whether that be you or someone you're connected with. Sort of feels a lot like, let me think. Yeah, that's gonna do for now. I'm not getting anything else on that. It's sort of a damned if you do, damned if you don't type energy coming through, and it's also a decision making energy as well. feel like once this decision's been made, once the path has been chosen, the energy of the Chariot will come through and things will start moving forward in a certain direction. Now let's find out what that direction is, shall we? Let's have a look at this direction. Okay, so one that you wouldn't expect, apparently. So there's like, it's a very it's going to be an unexpected, but a good. Like, this card is definitely not a negative one. It's one of like surprise and things that are, like I said, things you wouldn't expect, but also things that are sort of offbeat, or I'm trying to think of how to explain it. It's sort of like your imagination, things that you've imagined but you could never really think that they would happen, sort of thing. Or things beyond your wildest imagination. That's what just came through to me then. I have to say this, they're telling me to say it again. Every time I get this card, I get the message that I have to mention the pigs might fly. I mean, it does give me a bit of a giggle, but it's also this kind of, that is the energy. It's like the pigs might fly, and then you can see there's a flying pig here, right? So, and it's heels overhead. Not quite sure what the singing bowl is, but it is a cups card, so that's probably the cup. So it's about love, whether it's love for self or a romantic journey, or like love for your friends or whatever. It is a like a message about some kind of love situation, right? So this is something that you're going to love as well. Wherever you're going, it's going to be more love for you. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Oh no, I'm starting to talk in weird accents again that don't really make any sense because they're not from anywhere in particular. That's not funny. I mean, it is funny, but it's a bit weird too. And here we go. All right, so we have the Devil in reverse. Hot devil man. I don't know. He's my type, right? But in this case, it's sort of like not being tempted, or not being, how do I put it? There's a big message coming through here. It's sort of like the devil generally relates to things where you are, it can be like things like addiction and things like like toxic relationships, things like that. Something, something that tempts you, you shouldn't do it, but you kind of want to keep doing it anyway. It can also mean like a marriage or something like that as well. It's still like it's a divine connection, but it's like one that's kind of gone into the shadow. So it's sort of the devil coming up reversed, and feeling like there's this, like there's a temptation or a situation that you feel tied to, you feel pulled to. Could be something that you're addicted to that you want to give up, or something that keeps you sort of coming back around. Could be like a karmic relationship, and I don't really like using that term because I think that people really misuse the word karmic a lot. Karma is the law of cause and effect, right? It's got nothing to do with a person. A person can't be a karmic, okay? Because we're all karmic, right? We're all cause and effect, every single one of us. So don't be fooled by these people who have decided that, your boyfriend's other girlfriend is the karmic, because it's just the wrong termination. It's the wrong, you know what I mean? It's the wrong way to use that term. It's confusing to people, and it's messing things up. It's like, it's all of these things that I see, that I feel, that I'm guided to speak out on like this, and the divine masculine, divine feminine thing. It's because these things are part of sacred wisdom, and they've been taken and twisted into some shit that fits like unawakened people's imagination, right? And so therefore it is a little bit of a distraction. It's a little bit of a possibly a way that, you know, things can have you be detoured away from your actual divine path because you're focusing on things like that karmic, or, you know, I'm a divine feminine but I don't have any divine masculine, which is completely out of balance, all things like that, right? So if I start ranting, that's why I start ranting, because it is I don't know if it's deliberate. I can't say that it's deliberate, but it sort of seems a lot like it's a really good way to get the general population, because it seems like the spiritual path and, you know, the new age beliefs are becoming more and more popular because people are waking up, but they're also getting distracted and taken off to different places where they probably really shouldn't go because of these misunderstandings of what those sacred wisdom terms actually mean, and it's just wrong. Basically, it's just wrong. Sorry, that's just me having my rant for today. That's my rant for today. So anyway, back to the devil and the, what would you call it? Some people call it a trauma bond. Some people would call it a wound mate. If it's a relationship type situation, it could be, you know, substances. It could be, I don't know, food, or it could be anything that you could be addicted to, right? Going on your phone, being obsessed with things. This is the devil energy. It's like I want to let it go, but I can't let it go kind of feeling. It's reversed though, so it is. If I feel like this surprising energy that's going to come in very quickly and start moving you forward means a release from whatever it is that is kind of like holding you back. It's stopping you from moving forward in a particular direction, or it's giving you this kind of energy, this I don't really know where I am, there's two different things, I can't make up my mind, this imbalance or trying to balance in between something that's got you stuck and something that's, you know where you need to go, but there's this other thing that you can't let go of. Or it might not even be that you can't let go of it. It might be a situation where you feel obligated, where you feel responsible for someone else or something else, that you don't want to like let that person or that situation down in a way, so you can't move forward and go the way you want to go because you've got that hanging over your head. So this is kind of like a release from that. It's a I don't know why I'm sniffing either. I've felt a little bit odd lately. A little bit odd, a little bit sick, but I didn't think that I was actually going to be sniffing on camera, so apologies for that. So anyway, yeah, releasing you from this bond, from this situation that's holding you back, and it could even be something within you that you finally recognize and go, oh, you know what, I can let go of that doesn't really serve me, it doesn't work for me. A pattern, a way of thinking, an idea. I was reminded by a lovely, wonderful person who follows me on Facebook, Miss Magnificent, you know who you are, about the way that we talk, right? The words that we use to describe our actions and our experiences are huge clues to patterns that we hold within us that can hold us back. So if you feel like there's something going on within you, watch your words, watch the way that you think about it, watch the way that you express it to other people, and see if you can pick up on, like, if this is, you know, if there's words that are part of someone else's belief system, or part of a belief system that you were shown as a child, or, you know, all these things that just don't work for you anymore. You can choose to release them, you can choose to reword them, you can choose to reframe them, and in that way it kind of resolves it for you. It releases that out of your system. You have to work at it, like you can't just go do it once. It has to be like a thing for a bit anyway. You don't want to do it all the time. So after that massive rant, God, Monday morning's good for me. So anyway, so we have the Magician, right after the Devil in reverse, the releasing of certain patterns, belief patterns, resonances, things within us that may be holding us back. This might be something that happens spontaneously, you know, like as I was saying, you might be feeling this weird energy of being in stasis, of not really having any particular way that you want to go, or not really knowing which way to go. You might feel stuck, and kind of disconnected from your power as well. And that is usually because, as I said before, it's because there's things going on that your guides and your ancestors and, you know, your spirit team are basically doing. There's stuff going on in the background that you don't know about, that you don't need to know about. It's just things being divinely orchestrated for you, and sometimes you need to be disconnected for that to happen. So this could be a shift, an energy shift that comes through. It could be something that happens in your physical world as well. Something that you choose, something that someone else chooses. Some kind of situation like that. So we have the Magician after that, and that is sort of like coming back into your power and understanding what path you want to walk and how to create that path. The Magician has all of the elements and he knows how to mix them together. So he's sort of like doing this alchemy type thing here. But we also have a warning about not getting out of balance, because Temperance is also about doing an alchemical kind of thing where you're using balance. I'll show you the card up the right way. This is like the Sun and the Moon. In a traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, it would be an angel with one foot on the ground and one foot in the water, who's sort of like pouring water between two cups, and that means to kind of balance things out in an elemental kind of way, I guess. So using all of the elements to balance things and create things. But it's sort of warning you not to get out of balance with your co-creation, because sometimes I guess if you're heading towards that energy of co-creation, sometimes if you haven't quite cleared something, or you have a particular person or situation in mind, it can go out of balance if you were trying to co-create that, and you really shouldn't try and manifest people and things like that, because it's all free will, right? They may be affected by it for a bit, but it's sort of like doing a love spell. It will generally just backfire on you at some point. So the idea behind it is to focus on the energy that you want to feel when you're with not with a certain person, but if you're trying to manifest, say, a relationship or a connection or a friendship, anything really, whatever you're trying to manifest, you want to feel the feeling, but not assign that to a particular person or situation. That way it allows the universe to bring to you what is best for you, because sometimes our human brains can't actually conceive what is best for us. There's better things for us, but we're stuck on, this or that, or this person, or it has to happen this way, that kind of thing. So yeah, just staying in balance and remembering to focus on the energy you want to feel, and allowing the universe to take care of the rest while you're co-creating. That, I think, is a big enough message for the moment. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully, I'm going to go do the weekly readings now.